Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about how I got through depression and why I was depressed. I don't know, but like I was 13, so I guess a lot of changes happened in my life and I didn't know how to deal with that, so I fell into a big hole of depression. And this is just like an awareness of that, and to tell people, like hopefully parents, that like depression is a real thing. Okay, depression is the most realist thing ever. And people will say like, oh, depression is a state of mind, like you can't be depressed, you're so young, you don't even know what depression is, you're just seeking attention. But that is not true. Let me tell you something, that is not true. Would you rather want your child, okay, to come to you and tell you, Mom, Dad, I'm depressed, or would you rather want to wake up one day, go to your child's room, okay, and try wake them up, but they're gone, and you will never know why? Would you rather deal with that, or would you rather actually try help your child when they come and tell you, I'm depressed? Because people want to scream, mental health is important, mental health awareness, mental health this and that. But when it comes to your child coming to tell you, like, hey, listen, I'm depressed, then you're like, no, you're not depressed. You don't know what depression is. You're too young to know what depression is. Do you think it's something I researched and then I chose to feel that way? Do you think that is what happened? Because Janet, I'm going to tell you now, that is not what happened at all. Okay? That is not what happened at all. But if you are depressed, like please, if you're going through depression, please reach out to someone. Please ask for help. Like, you do not have to carry that alone. And you know what? I'm gonna sound very religious, but I am religious. Pray about it. I know it sounds so stupid, but I'm dead serious. Pray about it. Because that is what changed it for me. And I didn't even pray about it myself. But please, like, pray about it. So, I was 13 and I was severely depressed. When I tell you I was depressed, I felt like I was stuck in this deep pit, okay? And it was just flippin' dark around me, okay? I don't know how that happened, but it happened. And I know my grandparents are really old school, so if you go and tell them you're depressed, they're gonna tell you you don't know what depression is. That's literally what they're gonna tell you, okay? So I was really depressed, okay, really depressed. In this period of time in my life, I hated God. I hated him. Our relationship is much better now, but I hated him, okay, because I felt like he left me all alone. I felt like he left me, he abandoned me, and he was like, you know, deal with this on your own. And I hated him for that. I felt so alone in this time of my life that I wanted something to make me feel better, okay? And I started SHing, okay? Now, I told no one. And I wore long sleeves, and the worst part is it was summer, so I was sweating, okay? But then it had to be change of season, because then it started becoming winter, okay? And my gran and I, like, we hug each other a lot, we like hold each other a lot. And I remember she used to drag me out of that bed, okay? Drag me out of that bed and take me to church. I didn't want to go to church. I didn't want to know nothing about God, because I was so angry. But I went to church. She dragged me there. And one day, I'm so thankful my pastor did this. He said to us, like, go to someone right now and go pray for them. And this, I don't know her name, but this old lady, she came to us She prayed for my family, and I started crying when she started praying. And I was like, God, you do so much for these people. You don't leave them alone. Like, everyone here has a testimony about how good you are. But I don't feel that. You left me alone in my darkest. And, like, you're letting me go through this all alone. Like, how could you do this? If you love me so much, why would you do this? And I started crying, obviously. And the lady was like, are you okay? My grand's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. Like, I don't want to talk about it. Because how do you say something? Okay. This lady went to go, and then she came back. And she was like, I just feel like I need to pray for you. I was like, okay. And in this point in time, when I tell you I was sitting in the church thinking that this is a cult, I mean that. I was so angry, and I was so, like, envious and jealous of people getting prayed for, getting blessings, like, people are being healed, and I'm sitting here with depression thinking, like, I'm going to die. I do not see my 14th birthday. I do not see the next couple of months. Like, it was so bad. And she came back, and she prayed for me, and I started crying, and I was like, like, God, if you really are here, like, if you really do love us all, why are you leaving me? Why me? What did I do? And anyways, this lady goes back. Church carries on. I go home. Okay. And me and my cousin were like this. We're really close. And I call her, and I tell her about me SHing. Okay. Because before this, okay, I was like, maybe if I get baptized, I'll be saved. That's not how it works. You have to believe. Okay, but that's not how it works. But I went and I got baptized, and my grandmother touched my arm, and I, like, moved because it's obviously open and sore. And she was like, what's wrong? And I was like, nothing, I just don't want you touching me. So that same night, I told my cousin, this is what I'm doing. I'm SHing, and I'm depressed. And my grandmother called me from downstairs, and she was like, I'm so sorry, but I had to say something. I can't lose you. And I was like, I'm not mad. Because I wasn't mad. I wanted help. I needed help. I wanted to be helped. But I cannot go to my grandmother and be like, I'm depressed. I'm SHing, because she will lose her mind. She would not understand it. And at this point in time, me and my gran, we've always been close. But in this moment in time, she like, I felt, at least, like, nobody cared. Like, no one cared. How do you not realize your child is going through shit? How do you not realize that? So I went downstairs, and she was like, show me your arm. So I showed her my right arm because there's nothing on it. And she's like, no, the other arm. And I was like, no. And she's like, you show me, or I will pull your sleeve up. So I show her. And she cries, and I think for parents, it's like the biggest shock of their life. So I kind of hate that she said this, but I understand that she was in so much shock that it just came out. And she was like, I'm such a terrible grandmother. And I was like, no, like, don't make this about yourself. Like, it's not about yourself. I need help. I'm the one doing this. I need help. Like, I do not see next week. People, like, I didn't see a future. So my gran cleans my arm. She bandages it, She's like, if anyone asks, you just say the dog scratched you. And I think that is wrong. I think that's wrong. Because I know it might seem like, oh, you're such a terrible parent. Like, how could you let your child do that? But it's not like that. It's not like that. I want to tell, like, I told people. She doesn't know this, but I told people, like, I was depressed and I did this. To this day, if someone looks at my arm and they look at my scars, you can't really see it because it's light, but I can see it from here. Like, if they see it and they're like, oh, what happened? I will tell them. Because it's not something I want to hide. I want people to know that this is what happened. Not because I feel sorry for myself, not because I want attention, but because I want people to realize that this is actually a thing. Like, this is real. Okay, it's not a state of mind. It's not. It's something that's actually very real and very true, and it happens daily. Daily. If you go look at the rate of people, of kids, of teenagers that, like, off themselves, it's scary. It's crazy. You can't even imagine how many people do that, and it's scary. It's really scary. So if ever you feel alone and you feel depressed, please, like, my Instagram is down below. Like, come and talk to me. I'm there because I've been through that. I know what it feels like. I know. So I did not hide it. I told people, like, this is what happened. So I remember right before, okay, we went to church every single Sunday. And I would always cry in this church. And I would be like, God, you know what? One day I literally said, God, you know what? Please help me. I need help. And I'm sorry I was so angry at you, but I need help. And I felt like God didn't want to listen to me. So we had a big medicine cabinet. Okay. And I tried to off myself with the things in that medicine cabinet. And I was sitting on the couch, and my grandma was sitting there. And I felt like I was, like, you know when you're so tired, like when you're exhausted, you've stayed up all night, and your brain starts shutting down. It's like you go to sleep and you wake up, and you go to sleep and you wake up. It was like that. And I felt so nauseous, but it was like that and nauseous all together. And my gran looked at me and she was like, are you okay? I was like, no. And I started crying. And I started realizing what I just did. I realized in that moment what I just did, and that I might not wake up. If I go to sleep, I might not wake up. So my gran takes me to my bed, and she asked me, what did you do? And I was like, Gran, I'm so sorry, and I might cry. But I was like, Gran, I'm so sorry. You know, this is what I tried doing. I'm so sorry. Like, I love you so much. Like, I'm so sorry I did this. I'm so sorry. I love you so much. And I just kept telling her that I love her and that it's not her fault. But I was so in this that I really felt like there was no other way. And I was crying and I was like, I'm so sorry and I love you. And I was like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna die if I go to sleep? Am I gonna die? She was like, you know what, pray. And I prayed, and I was like, God, I'm so sorry, I was so angry at you. And I know you didn't leave me. And I know, like, you're here for me, but I need help. I don't want to die. I don't want to. Like, I want to live. If I live, God, I will live for you. And I will fix my life. But I don't want to die. I'm so sorry I did this, but I don't want to die. And I remember closing my eyes. And I remember saying, like, please wake me up. Please wake me up. I am not ready to go. And I didn't even dream, you guys. It was just blackness. And I woke up. And immediately I had to go vomit. But when I woke up, I was like, thank you, God. Thank you for waking me up. Because I would have not survived that. I would have not survived that at all. With the amount of things I took, I would have not survived that. So I thanked God. And I felt fine. I might have been nauseous and throwing up. But me feeling depressed, that was gone. It was gone. And I still, to this day, I don't know how. Because I was so deep in it. I literally did not see the end of the tunnel. I didn't see a light there. I saw nothing. But when I woke up, just like this, it was gone. Just like this, it was gone. It was gone. And I till this day, I will say thank you to God, and I will say thank you to my cousin, because without her, I probably wouldn't have been here at all. So that is like how I started believing in God again, and that's how I found my faith. And still till this day, like, I'm speechless. Like, I don't know how that happened. I don't know. But thank Lord that it did happen, because I wouldn't have been okay. I wouldn't have. And I know that. So depression is real. Okay, depression is very real. It's very scary. It feels very alone. But I promise you, if you tell someone, and I promise you if you talk about it, and I promise you if you pray about it, it will get better. It will get better. It has to get better. If it doesn't get better, it's not the end, okay? It's not the end. And if you ever feel like God left you alone, He didn't. He didn't. You're just angry at Him, and you're pushing Him away. Because even in the Bible, it says, I will not leave you. I will not leave you. I will be with you until the end of the days. So he didn't leave you. You're just pushing him away, and that is okay. But try and bring him back. Okay. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's more of a personal one. It's more of a awareness and more of me telling you about my experience with depression. It's very heavy-hearted, this episode. But the next episode I'm going to be posting is a very light-hearted one, and we will have more jokes and more fun with that, and it won't be this sad. Okay, but I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a great day, have a great afternoon, have a great night whenever you are watching this, wherever you are watching this, and I hope you guys do not ever feel alone. I love you, M&M'S.